Hey guys, welcome back. This video today is a video that I have tried to record so many times, I don't know, just way more times than I can even remember. And I know that it's been more than 3 years at this point, but it really has still not gotten any easier for me. But there is this just deep feeling inside of me that wants to make this as a tribute to my friend Technoblade.
Stop. Wait, no, what? Wait.
Call Hannah, but why?
Should I actually cover the bed or does that not matter?
That's like the only thing you're good for.
Hey!
Go Hannah, you can do it. I believe in you. Get a single kill. You did it! No man, I just found a guy here named Freshie and he's streaming right now.
Oh, we should all join his stream.
Let's everyone with a YouTube rank join at the same time.
Okay, you know what? That's not fair.
Nobody knows who you are.
Wait, did you die? Or did you
No,
win?
I won. That's how it
No,
works.
you didn't. I see Technoblade died in chat. Loser.
How do I kick you out of the Discord call?
What? Oh.
I'm not sure how many people know this, but I became friends with Techno when he was only 17 years old. And I know that you've all seen my video, How I Became Friends with Technoblade, which was literally the cringiest video on YouTube. I would not say half of those things today. I don't know. I didn't know what I was doing. But that's not the point. I really didn't think it would get that many views either. I mean, obviously, Techno is super famous, right? But I had no idea. So, yeah, you guys know I started off as a huge fan of Techno, but then it somehow came full circle, and then we ended up being friends, which is just the craziest thing. He was super well known in the Hypixel community at the time, but outside of that, it wasn't, super famous, His live streams got, 1 to 2K viewers at the time, and he was literally in high school, man. He was in high school. Being 26 now just makes me realize how young a high schooler is, and he would tell me stories of his classmates all the time, and he would always talk about this one girl that he couldn't stand. It's so funny, and I knew which classes he was in. I even became super close friends with one of his friends from school, and we would all hang out together, we'd play games together. There's a whole stream out there of the three of us hanging out.
Oh,
dude, Hannah, you're really
God.
good at this. Have I ever
Oh
told you
my
that?
god, you're bad. Can we get a Hannah is bad in the chat?
And just a little tidbit of information, I actually found out Alex's name super early on, but not from him. So I want to tell you guys how that happened, just because during this video I want to tell a few little fun stories about him. So the first time I ever suspected something was he was live streaming apparently in his dad's work building, and someone came in and asked him who he was, and he just goes, Alex? And it was so completely awkward. And then the guy walked out of the room and he goes, guys, I fooled him. My name's actually Dave. Okay, buddy. Nice. Yeah, nice one. As if you're in your dad's work building and you're gonna lie to some random dude about what your name is. Oh, that was so funny. But if that didn't solidify it, he was streaming another time, and his high school friend that I ended up becoming close friends with had donated and said, check your text, Alex. And it was so funny because then later on, this friend had told me that after he did that, Techno texted him, cussing him out, don't call me my real name on stream, which is just so funny. But so I did know this, and one day I decided to just ask him because we were close friends, and it didn't really matter. And he admitted to it. He's like, yeah, but he wanted me to keep up the facade, just make sure that nobody knew, because it was a fun thing. It was just fun to lie about, I guess. So I came up with the name Adam. And I would accidentally say Adam just super occasionally on my streams, and he thought it was hilarious. It further confused people, and it was really fun.
I couldn't even get one kill. I don't know.
It's okay, you're meeting expectations.
Hey!
Techno meant so much to me, and he still does. He always will. We all know that he loved to bully me, and when we were calling off stream or off video, I mean, he still bullied me. Let's be real. But to less extent. He was the same person you saw in his videos, but there was such a different side to him. We'd go into such deep conversations about lives and our goals and our dreams, and it gets me choked up thinking about everything he wanted to do. I wish he was still here. However, I do know that his channel was seriously his pride and joy. He took it so seriously, and he always knew his channel would blow up. He believed in himself just so much. Like, the confidence is something that I had never seen before. And I mean, it worked. You know, it worked.
You can do it, Hannah. Get a single kill. I believe in you. You can do it. You got flawless!
Something that's crazy to me is he genuinely believed in me as well. He told me that he wanted to be my mentor and would coach me on how to do YouTube. He's the reason why I started streaming even when I was terrified. He supported me so much. And it's just crazy to think about. Like, I remember my first ever stream was literally at my grandma's house on this insanely old computer, and it didn't even work. I couldn't even stream. Everything was weird, everything was messed up, and he was like, all right, we'll pivot, we'll just do YouTube videos, and I know you can do it. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have never streamed before in my life.
How do you think you learn how to stream? You stream.
Okay, whoa, really? I remember he literally pulled up a notepad and told me to tell him all of my doubts on streaming, or not streaming at this point, uploading, and like everything I was afraid of. And he said, I'm gonna come back to this, and once you start doing well, I'm gonna read you all of these and let you know how silly you were.
Hannah Payton MC is now a moderator. Alright, just ban everyone that chats and you'll be fine.
So I do know that in Techno's old content that I was in, I was usually pretty quiet and I mumbled a lot, and I know I didn't have like the most outgoing personality, or I repeated the same phrases, and that was like something that honestly was like a huge insecurity of mine. I was really bad at showing my full personality on people's content. I was embarrassed. I was scared that everyone's gonna hate me, and that just showed, and I hated that it showed. Like, sometimes I'd get off of like recording a video with Techno or like a stream or anything, and I'd be like, I'm so sorry. Like, I know I sucked. I'm sorry. And he'd be like, dude, you gotta stop doing that. Like, people like you. And I'm like, he was just so nice and so supportive. And even now, like, I still feel this way sometimes, and I hear his voice like, no, like, quit it, don't think that way. And it's just very special, and I know a lot of people really enjoy the content I did with him, and watching it back sometimes I'm like, wow, I barely talked, but I really love seeing the comments, because some people they loved it so much, and it's so sweet.
Bye.
I'm out.
User disconnected from your channel.
Alright. We're gonna stay here until some awkward helper forces his way into our team speak. Oh god, I just realized Hannah can do that now. No. I don't want to get in trouble. Who's gonna snitch on you, Hannah? Come on. It's not like anyone would see it. Only 1842 people watching. Oh!
User joined your channel.
Oh god, your mic isn't on. You're making this confrontation very anticlimactic.
Oh my god. I feel like I'm doing something bad right now.
Everyone, quick, to the forums, reporter!
Stop! I have so many amazing memories with Techno. One of my absolute favorite memories is when he called me on Discord because he was in awe at all of the fan art people made of his YouTubes. I'm not even kidding. We spent hours going through all of it, and he was so excited. He appreciated the fan art from everyone so much. Like, it just meant so much to him. Now, for the super sad and hard part to talk about for me was the story of how I found out about him passing. So it's really wild, because I had messaged a few people that I know that are friends with Techno, and I had asked them if they had heard from him recently, because I had noticed that he had been offline on everything for like a week, which I know, I mean, the man was going through a lot, right? So it wasn't too odd, but it was kind of weird, because normally he would still be online on certain things, like he just kept his computer open, but he wasn't online on anything. So I messaged a few people, and all of them were like, no, I haven't heard from him, but I'm sure it's okay. Like, you know, he's going through so much with everything. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. And then a few days later, I was sorry. I was at a retirement party for my dad. He still has another job, but he was retiring from being the fire chief. And it was like supposed to be such a happy day. But my mind was already a little fuzzy, obviously, because I was thinking about like, oh, I hope he's okay. But on this particular day when I was at the retirement party, I got a text from one of Techno's other mods, and they told me that there was an obituary going around on Twitter, and they weren't sure if it was real. I was sent the link to it, and I instantly started just bawling my eyes out because in that moment I knew it was real, but I didn't want to accept it. And I had no way of proving it because I didn't know Techno's dad at the time. I sat through days of agony and no sleep, not knowing if one of my friends had died. And although there were many things that basically confirmed it, I still held hope in the back of my head. I even had word that there was probably a video being uploaded on the 30th, but it was all still very quiet and a rumor. So that's when I typed out the message, the document that I posted on Twitter. I typed it out in case, and then I got the notification. So long, nerds. I remember that I made a sound that I've never made before. I don't think I've ever cried so hard. I knew it happened, but this was the first thing that really made it official. Like I said, I hadn't slept for days before this. I hadn't slept for so long, and there were so many emotions at once. Up until this point, I had still been messaging him on Discord. I messaged him on Twitter, and I literally texted him. I texted him on his phone number. I was begging him to respond just once so I knew he was okay. And little did I know that I wasn't gonna get a response. He was already gone. And again, there were so many things slightly confirming it, but my brain couldn't accept it. I will never forget the feeling I had when the video was uploaded. I've had a lot of negative experiences with people in this community, but I can tell you wholeheartedly that Techno is such a good guy. He was the funniest person I knew, and he had such interesting views on life. There's so many things I could say about him, and they're all good. I have no words to describe how much I miss him. I think about him every single day. There's not a day that goes by where he does not pop into my mind. I still have moments where I break down sobbing even when I think I'm okay, and I know I'm not the only one. I feel so bad for everyone that has been affected by Techno's death, and I know he meant so much to so many people, and I'm sorry to all of you who have had to deal with this as your first experience with death. Like, that is so heartbreaking. And I'm sorry. I miss you so much, Techno. Thank you for everything. I have so many memories I could talk about, and I'm never gonna stop talking about them. And I can only hope he somehow saw all the support after his death. I just know that it would have boosted his ego so much.
Hey everyone, Mr. Technodad here. Hannah wrote to me a few days ago and asked me if I would say something for her video, and of course I fell all over myself to see how quickly I could say yes, because, you know, I love Hannah. Hey Hannah. One question that I've gotten a lot as the father of the legend known as Technoblade is, what was it like, or how did you find out when Technoblade was first becoming famous? What was that like? And, you know, I just want to remind everyone, we were just a family of ordinary people. That there's nobody famous in our family. Just, you know, go to work in the morning kind of thing. And so one day I was tootling around on YouTube, as you do, and I came across a video called How I Became Friends with Technoblade by Hannah Payton. And I watched it with, you know, a growing sense of wonder at what is happening right now, to hear this incredibly sincere and wholesome and sweet as a cupcake, sweet as a like a ladybug young woman talk about my boy. It was just the most wonderful thing. And I went and talked to him about it. And I said, hey, I just saw this video, and he kind of, I don't know that he even said anything, but there was a whole lot of stuff on his face, like a knowing smirk, but also a affectionate grin. And just a lot of, he wasn't always a man of many words in person, but I remember that. So yeah, that was how I first became aware of Hannah Payton. And it was one of the ways that I first became aware that Alex was starting to be a thing. The other story I want to tell was, so after Alex died, but before So Long Nerds came out, I was suddenly in charge of all of his accounts, many of which were on platforms that I didn't know the first thing about, including Discord, which I was not, dog. Come on. I didn't know the first thing about Discord. So I'm poking around on there and I'm trying to figure out, who I need to contact and what I need to do. And I didn't really know where I was going. So I'm clicking around, looking at random things. And I see someone say, oh, look, he's online. He must still be okay. And that just killed me, right? I didn't want to respond in the moment, but at the same time, I didn't want people to be thinking that something was happening that wasn't happening. So fortunately, I had a young person who worked for me, and I asked him, how can I make it so I can click around on Discord without anybody knowing I'm there? So I got that straightened out. But then in September, I was in New York for something related to the annual Sarcoma Foundation Gala. And I was in a taxi, and somehow or other, I finally connected up with Hannah Payton, and she was in desperate straits because they had difficulty keeping control of whatever was going on in the Technoblade Discord part of the world, because Technoblade wasn't there to do this or that official act. And they had, now that his passing had been announced, they were trying to get some escalated privileges from the Discord, the company, but they wouldn't do it because they had seen him online not too long ago, but that was me, not Alex. So that just killed me, ow. So we agreed that we would get that straightened out. So I went and did my this and that I had to do for the day. And then I was back in the hotel at midnight, and Hannah and I started talking, and I think we talked for like 2 hours. I was just starting to feel bad. Turns out COVID is what I had. That was my first connection with Hannah Payton, and we've been in regular contact ever since. I think Hannah is super wonderful, and I will say, Hannah, that I am so glad that he had you as a friend. I know you're hurting the way I'm hurting, still. So we're connected. Anyway, that's just a little bit of nonsense for me. I hope everybody has a good day.
Please leave your favorite techno moments in the comments. Shout out to Techno Dad too. I love that guy. And Technoblade never dies. Thank you guys.